question 9. A. The diagram shows a shape made from square ABCD and two equal sectors of a circle. The square has side 11 centimeters. Over here, 11 centimeters. For example, DC, CB, BA, and AD are 11. MAB and DCN are straight lines. 1. Calculate the area of the shape. Well, if the square side is 11 centimeters, that means AD is 11 centimeters, BC is 11 centimeters. So the radius of the circle is also 11 centimeters. Let's put R equals 11. And since these are straight lines, if we have a 90-degree angle here because it's a square, so there's a straight line, angles add up to 180. Angle BCN is also 90 degrees. And similar way for angle MAD. We can calculate the area of the shape by doing area is equal to side squared for the square plus the area of this sector and area of this sector. So both of them are the same, so we can just multiply the area of 1 times 2. So 2 times pi r squared divided by 4, because these are quarter circles. 4 of them would make a full circle, like that. Why? Because it's 90 degrees. 90 by 360 is 1 by 4. So that's a quarter of a rotation in the middle angle. That's a quarter circle. So we can cancel this to make pi squared by 2. And that'll be 11 squared plus pi times 11 squared by 2. And let's get our calculator out. So let's do pi times 11 squared, 121. And then divide by 2 to get that. Plus 11 squared, which is 121. We get 311.07 centimeters. And we can write this as 311 centimeters to 3 significant figures. Sorry, centimeters squared. This is area. Don't forget to write the correct units. So let's just write 311 since 3 significant figures. And that will be our answer. Part 2, calculate the perimeter of the shape. So first let's find a formula. So we have one radius here, 2 side lengths here. So that's technically 4 times 11 centimeters. And then we have a quarter circumference of the circle twice. So that's 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 2 pi r by 4 plus 2 pi r by 4. And we can substitute the r's with 11s. So we'll get 44 plus 2 pi times 11 by 4 plus 2 pi times 11 by 4. Now, we add these up, we will get 4 pi times 11 by 4, and we can cancel the 4's to make it 5 times 11. So that'll be 44 plus 11 pi, which is, getting a calculator to do this, 11 times pi, and then plus 44, to get 78.6 centimeters. To 3 significant figures, of course. That will be our answer. Now we can go to part B. The diagram shows a cube ABCDEFGH of edge 7 centimeters. So any of the edges are 7 centimeters. And calculate the angle between AG and the base of the cube, ABCD. So AG is the line connecting the bottom left front corner of the cube to the top right back corner of the cube. And this is the longest line which can be drawn inside the cube. So to find the length, first let's find the length AC. So AB squared plus BC squared equals AC squared because of Pythagorean theorem. So 7 squared plus 7 squared equals AC squared, since all these lengths are 7. Like the length, width, and height are 7. So 49 plus 49, 98 is AC squared. AC equals root 98 centimeters. And we can, of course, write this in a decimal by doing this on a calculator. Root 98, 9.89949. And we can write this as 9.9 centimeters because we rounded to the nearest 3 significant figures. 9.899 rounds to 9.90. So yeah, that's 9.9. And this is 9.9 centimeters. And you might think that we need to find the length AG to find this angle. But in fact, we don't need to. Let me just draw the triangle out on the screen. So let me just move the calculator for a bit. The triangle ACG is actually simply a right angled triangle. So it looks something like this with AGC right angle, and AC is 9.9 centimeters, CG is 7 centimeters, and now to find this angle which G makes with the base, that will be angle GAC. We can simply do the tan of this angle is equal to opposite by adjacent, right? So tan of angle GAC equals opposite by adjacent. Tan of angle GAC equals 7 divided by 9.9. And that will be equal to, getting our calculator, 7 divided by 9.9, 0.707 dot dot dot. Or in other words, we can write this as 0.70 like that. This means that it repeats forever. Like it'll be 707070, goes on like that. And now we can write the angle GAC equals tan inverse of 0.70 with the dots. So let's do that. 35.3 degrees to 1 decimal place. And that will be our answer, 35.3 degrees. Now you can go to question 10. Question 10. The table shows some values for y equals 2 to the power of x minus 3. A. Complete the table. So x is minus 2, that means y is 2 to the power of minus 2 minus 3, which is equal to 1/4 minus 3, which is 0.25 minus 3 in decimal, 2.75, but for negative. And for minus 1, that would be 2 to the power of minus 1 minus 3, which is equal to half minus 3, which is negative 2.5. Next is 0. 2 to the power of 0 is 1, so 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. And next, 2 to the power of 1 is 2. 2 minus 3, negative 1. That's the answer. Part B. On the grid, draw the graph of y equals 2 to the power x minus 3 for minus 2 less than equal to x less than equal to 2.5. So minus 2, x value, y is minus 2.75, which is down here. Minus 1, and by the way, yeah, minus 2.5, sorry, is over here. 0, comma minus 2 is over here. 0.5, comma minus 1.58 is around here. 1, comma minus 1 is here. 1.5, comma minus 0.17 is around here. 2, comma 1 is around here. And 2.5, comma 2.66 is over here. Now we've got the values. Now we can plot a smooth curve. Let me just adjust it a bit. There we go. So this is how the curve is supposed to look like. See, use the graph to solve the equation 2 to the power x minus 3 equals 2. So the graph is equation y equals 2 to the power x minus 3. So in this case, y is equal to 2. So when y equals 2, you need to find the x value. So let's draw a line, y equals 2. Where does it intersect the curve? Over here at x equals approximately 2.3. So x equals 2.3. This is approximate. This is not a really exact value. If you zoom in closer, it could be a longer decimal. Or if you just put the value, substituted it in, and did it. But then this is just approximate 2.3. D. By drawing a suitable straight line, solve the equation 2 to the power x minus 1.5 equals 0. So the original equation is 2 to the power of x minus 3 equals 0. So 2 to the power of x minus 3 equals 0. How do we get this equation from this? So let's say 2 to the power of x minus 3. So we have to minus x from this and add 1.5 to get this equation. And that'll be equal to, if we just do the minus x plus 1.5 on the other side, we'll get this. So that both sides cancel each other out, we still have this equation. So the line which we need to draw is actually this. Y equals minus x plus 1.5. Because this one will become 2 to the power of x minus 1.5. And then we'll have it equal to this. So now the line which you have to draw is this line. And that's minus x plus 1.5. Now, the way you have to do this question is when we get this, we have to reverse it so that this will equal 0. Okay, so this side will equal 0 only if we reverse this side. So the line we have to draw is y equals x minus 1.5. And the way we do this is simply by plotting a table -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and then simply getting the values. So minus 3.5 is outside, minus 2.5, minus 1 will be here, 0 minus 1.5, 1 minus 0.5, 2, 0.5. Now we get the line, we can draw it, and extend the line. Like this. Now we can see the two intersection points. The first one is minus 1 comma 2.5, and the second one is over here, which is approximately 1.7 comma 0.2. We cannot find an exact answer to this unless you put it through a graphing calculator, but then this is just an approximate over here, so it's fine. And these will be our answers. By the way, not the points, we have to find the x values, so we'll get minus 1 and 1.7. This is the answer. Question 11. M has coordinates 4, 1, and N has coordinates -2, -7. A. Find the length of Mn. So first let's find the x length, right? That will be 4 minus -2, because you have to have a positive value, so that will be 6 units. And then the y length is equal to 1 minus -7, which is equal to 8 units. Now, let's say that M is over here and N is over here. So M, N. So if we have the x length here and the y length here, these will form a right angled triangle. So let's say this is A, this is B, this is C. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, the Pythagorean theorem. So therefore, the length Mn squared will be equal to 6 squared plus 8 squared, which is 100. So Mn equals 10 units. That's the answer. B. Find the gradient of Mn. So the gradient M is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which is equal to -7 minus 1 by -2 minus 4, which is equal to -8 by -6, 4 by 3. And that will be our answer. C. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of Mn. So this one will have a gradient of -1 by m, and this m is the gradient of Mn. So let's just say this is m0, that's -1 by m. That'll be -1 by 4 over 3 minus 3 by 4. And now we find the gradient. Now we need the y-intercept of this. So we know that the perpendicular bisector bisects the original line Mn. So that means it passes through the midpoint of Mn. So the midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 by 2, all in brackets because these are coordinates. That will be 4 minus 2 by 2, comma, 1 minus 7 by 2, which is equal to 1 comma minus 3. Now we have to find the equation using y equals mx plus c. M is the gradient, y and x are the coordinates, and c is y-intercept. So gradient we have here, the x and y we have here. We can substitute it in. So minus 3 equals minus 3 by 4 times 1 plus c. So that means c equals minus 3 plus 3 by 4, because this will be minus 3 by 4 plus c, that's equal to that. So we bring it to the other side. This minus will become a plus when we bring it to the other side. So minus 3 plus 3 by 4, which is minus 2 1/4. So y will be equal to minus 3 by 4x minus 2 1/4. That's the answer. Let's go to question 12. The equation of a curve is y equals x to the power 4 minus 8x squared plus 5. A. Find the derivative dy by dx of y equals x to the power 4 minus 8x squared plus 5. So the derivative will be, using the power rule, we bring the 4 down, 4x, and then 3 because we bring the 4 down here, 4x to the power 4 minus 1, which is 3. And then minus, using the similar one, 16x. We can write x to the power 1, but then that's just x, so it's the same thing. And then we can ignore the constant over here, so that's enough. And this will be our answer. 4x cubed minus 16x. B. Find the coordinates of the 3 turning points. You must show all your working. Now, the 3 turning points are the points where the tangent line, let's say this is the turning point number 1, let's just say. So tangent line has a gradient of 0. And the gradient 0, that means the derivative is equal to 0, right? So now we have the derivative 4x cubed minus 16x. So we'll just find when this is equal to 0. We can bring a 4x out, and then inside the brackets we have x squared minus 4, that's equal to 0. X squared minus 4 is in the form of a squared minus b squared, because 4 is equal to 2 squared, and x squared is just x squared. So x squared minus 2 squared, that'll be x plus 2 times x minus 2, because a plus b times a minus b. So 4x times x plus 2 times x minus 2 equals 0. And that means x is equal to 0 from this. 4x equals 0, so x equals 0. Or x equals plus or minus 2. Because x plus 2 is 0, that means x equals minus 2 from this. And if x minus 2 is equal to 0, we get x equals 2. So x equals plus or minus 2 and x equals 0. By the way, why am I saying 4x equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, x minus 2 equals 0? Because to make this full equation equal 0, we need to have at least one of these 3 brackets or expressions equals 0. And that's why I'm saying if 4x equals 0, that means x has to be 0. And if x plus 2 is 0, x has to be minus 2. And if x minus 2 is 0, x has to be positive 2. So these are the values. Now we need to find the coordinates, which means we need the y value. So let's first substitute x equals 0 into the original equation. So y is equal to 0 to the power 4 minus 8 times 0 squared plus 5. And that will be 5. And then the other one, when y is equal to minus 2, minus 2 to the power 4 minus 8 times minus 2 squared plus 5. So this will be 16 minus 8 times 4, which is equal to 32, and then plus 5, which is equal to minus 11. And then when x equals positive 2, y equals 2 to the power 4 minus 8 times 2 squared plus 5, it will be once again 16 minus 32 plus 5, which is minus 11. So the turning points are 0, 5, this and this, minus 2, minus 11, minus 2 here, and this, and then 2, minus 11. This positive 2 and this. That's the answer. Now part C, determine which one of these turning points is a maximum. justify your answer. Okay, so let's take very close values of each x. So let's just take x equals 1 and x equals minus 1 and see what the values are, because we need to find which is the maximum, meaning a point something like this. So this is the maximum point of the curve, and then it starts curving downwards again. So we need to find the values of x very close to this point. And I'm not going to make it too close, because even without doing that, we can get an approximation which is the maximum, because if, let's say, x equals 1, the point is here, then it's obviously going up, right, towards x equals 2, let's say. So let's say this x equals 1, x equals 2, so it's obviously going up, and that means it's the maximum. So let me substitute x equals minus 1 and x equals 1 into the original equation. So y equals minus 1 to the power 4 minus 8 times minus 1 squared, and then plus 5. That will be equal to 1 minus 8 plus 5, which is minus 2. And then y equals 1 to the power 4 minus 8 times 1 squared plus 5, which is equal to 1 minus 8 plus 5 minus 2 once again. So let's just draw a sketch of the graph. Let me just do this. Let's do this. Let's just say that this is 0, 5, minus 2, minus 11 is here, 2, minus 11 is here. So let's say this is 2, minus 2, this is 5, this is the origin, of course, this is minus 11, and then we can simply plot, join the dots here. Of course, we have the minus 1 and we have the 1, and we can plot the points. Let's say this is minus 2 here, so minus 2, minus 2. And then it'll be something like this. And it'll go up, curve around, and then go back down. And of course, after this, beyond it'll be going infinitely up, just like a normal quadratic equation. So the graph looks a bit like a W if you zoom out and see the full thing. So this is just the part minus 2 to 2, and because we can see this point, the turning point here, is the maximum point because all the others are lower than it right nearby. Using the sketch, we can determine that 0, 5 is the maximum. I'll just write max for short. We can see that this is one of the turning points since the derivative or the gradient is 0, and we will have all the other points very close to 0, 5 in the graph. They are below it in terms of y value. And that will be our answer. With that, I come to the end of the video. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends and family, and comment on how you think this video was. With that, it's me, Sanjay Vasu, signing out. Thank you. Bye.